Have you compared your life before Corona and after Corona? Well, I should not say after Corona because it's still there and it will be there for a few years. But if you just think about it, and I'm only talking about IT people. So if you have compared your life before Corona and after Corona, you will see a huge difference. COVID-19 will continue to have an impact on our lives, and it will have a tremendous effect on our IT jobs. So if you compare the job availability now and the job availability before Corona, and if you compare the salaries, if you compare the eagerness of the employees to find people, skilled people, the demand is too high. There are um, 122 jobs for 100 people in the Netherlands only. And same way in whole Europe, it is varying like this. So the demand is too high. So here we are, yet another video with top 10 technologies to learn in 2022. I will only talk about top 10 technologies based on 2021 and how companies responded to coronavirus and how they felt the demand to upgrade themselves how they felt the demand to transform themselves. But there might be financial crisis, or if there is something else, companies will react in different ways. But for now, this is what I see and this is what I feel. So let's talk about top 10 technologies to learn in 2022. So let's get started. About me, if you don't know me, I'm Nitesh Sharma. So Azure Solutions Architect and Azure Certified DevOps Expert. I'm a software engineer as well, and I have hobby to learn and share knowledge with everyone. So that's why I do my videos. If you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. The 10th is number 10th is robotics. Robotics has been there since long. Everybody knows it, and everyone was expecting robots will do this, this, and this. There are a lot of movies on robotics, and the directors goes beyond imagination actually. But these days, robotics gaining momentum with time, and in the coming years, the field of robotics will offer a lot to the world and the adoption of agile robotics and cobots, to name a few. There are smart factories, and some companies are actively working in the field of robotics. If I name them, there is Boston Dynamics, Universal Robot. So to get started with robotics, what you need Python. Let me make it laser pointer. So you need Python, Matlab, problem solving technologies, mathematics, machine learning. Not problem solving technology, but problem solving mind. And if I talk about few figures, robotics market was valued $27.73 billion in 2020, and it is expected to go to $74 billion by 2026. So there is huge market for robotics. The next one is virtual reality and augmented reality. You have things like 3D modeling, computer vision, software development, and programming as requirements. And there are companies like Qualcomm, Samsung, Microsoft, Apple who are actively working in virtual reality and augmented reality. Augmented reality blends real world elements with virtual ones, whereas virtual reality creates an environment that is fully virtual. So, virtual reality and augmented reality, these are both two different things, and the augmented reality will continue to grow because it gives you a kind of sense that you are really there, whereas virtual reality is kind of fake environment created for you. Anyway, if I talk about market, uh, the market can reach to 151 billion US dollars with a paramount CAGR of 70% by 2022 only. So this is huge market. The eighth is big data and analytics. The collection of data is increasing at unprecedented rate worldwide. Big data and analytics allows you to store, process, analyze, and make sense of vast amount of data. Few technologies you might expect and to get started, and to be specific, I'm just naming them here, but there are many more technologies evolving every day, and I'm not taking into consideration cloud technologies here as well. So if I talk about Hadoop, SQL, Spark, Python, and Excel, maybe you can get started with data analytics. So and few companies or one of few companies I'm naming here, but there are many more companies. So if I name Netflix, American Express, Amazon, and Google, these are the one of the few companies who are making use of it. But there are a lot more like Big Four. So all the auditing companies, tax advisors, they are also making use of big data and analytics. Banks, all of them are making use of big data analytics. By 2025, the total amount of data can reach up to 175 zettabytes and 260 billion US dollars in 2022. So the market is really huge. The next is quantum computing. Quantum computing uses the properties of quantum physics to perform calculations and simulations that would not be possible on a traditional machine. Quantum computing is not just a research experiment anymore, because few years ago people used to think this is just an imagination and people just want to do something, but that's not the case anymore. Big companies like Microsoft, Google, IBM, and Intel are in the race to build quantum computing tools. To get started with quantum computing, you need programming, mathematics, and scientific computing, along with mechanics. If I talk about the figures, estimated figure for 2030 are 64.98 billion, and this was 507 million in 2019. So you can see the difference and the increase of demand. The next is 5G networks. We live in a world where massive amount of data should be transmitted quickly. Not just that, currently with an increase in video conferencing reliable connectivity and better bandwidth is so crucial, and that's where you need 5G. 5G networks are estimated to have more than 1.7 billion subscribers across the globe by 2025. Uh, a few participants in the 5G networks, 5G infrastructure industry are Samsung, Huawei, Ericsson, Cisco, and Nokia networks. According to reports, by 2026, the market can reach from 53 billion US dollar to 249.2 billion US dollars. So that's a huge market. The fifth number goes to IoT, the Internet of Things. The IoT is really fast becoming an integral part of our lives. IoT is a futuristic technology recognized for its social and technological marvels. IoT devices are increasing by almost 31% every year, according to reports. there will be 30 billion IoT devices by 2022. And if I talk about the companies who are using IT or working on IT are IBM, Mitri, GE Digital, Verizon. These are few companies, but there are a lot more, and the field, the other fields are a lot more like agriculture, healthcare. There are a lot advanced companies who are making use of these uh, devices, IoT devices. And if I talk about the technologies, machine learning, and AI, Python, big data, JavaScript you need for IoT devices. The fourth is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity always has been really important factor for any company, but these days the attacks are increasing a lot day by day, and during Corona or COVID-19, the cybersecurity was really big requirement for every company because the attacks were increasing day by day. So if I just name few companies and who are working a lot on cybersecurity are Cisco, Microsoft, McAfee, IBM. And what you need for this is operating systems, networking, programming, and virtualization. These are just to name a few things. If I talk about the market is estimated to grow to 217.2 billion US dollar in 2021 to 345 billion US dollar by 2026. So IoT, sorry, the cybersecurity is going to be a really big issue or big technology to go. The third goes to blockchain. Blockchain, blockchain is one of the contemporary technologies with the bright future. Currently, blockchain is revolutionizing almost every sector, banking, healthcare, um, and politics are a few industries that may profit from establishing a decentralized digital ledger that monitors and saves data in several locations, making forgery difficult. There is another use of blockchain as well for tax authorities. In case if they have any documents to save the documents so that no one else can tamper those documents later on to and keep them as proof of uh, tax declarations. For this, you need cryptography, data structure, computer networking, smart contract. What is a smart contract? Smart contract is the base of blockchain, and also Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are making use of blockchain. The second goes to cloud services. There is a lot more to the cloud than just a robust storage solution. The year 2021 proved to be a watershed moment for cloud computing. Just like the year before, it allowed more flexibility for companies to operate in the face of COVID-19. According to experts, cloud computing will be the forefront of all technologies to address significant business issues in the next few years. So, this is the time that companies are trying to migrate to cloud services. And during Corona, they felt that the demand or the requirement to transform themselves is really huge. So they started transforming. They started to migrate to cloud, and that's why 2021 has been tremendous year for cloud services. And few of the providers are like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Amazon and Microsoft has been in the top, and I don't even remember the figures, but they really up their game a lot. According to research, 2022 revenue from the public cloud, the sector is anticipated to increase to 331 billion US dollar. This is just anticipation, but if companies continue to transform themselves, it will be a lot higher. And the demand for jobs in this sector is increasing day and night. The first thing is the I put on top, or the number one is AI. Finally, this is the final list of top 10 technologies. We have artificial intelligence or AI. AI is revolutionizing business sector and making our lives easier by automating complex tasks and making future predictions. AI is playing a great role in medicine, manufacturing, education, and mobility, from self-driving cars to smart devices. AI is everywhere. AI is also um, in building robots and chatbots. These days, companies are using AI and machine learning everywhere. So, to name a few companies, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, IBM, Facebook, and other sectors are healthcare, agriculture. To If you want to get started, you might need to learn Python, not necessarily, but a lot of open source libraries are in Python, and that's why first people try to get started with Python. Mathematics, machine learning, and deep learning. So, to name a few things, you might need these four things. The market will grow in 2021 from so in 2021 the market was 58 billion. It will grow by 2026 to 309 billion US dollar, a CAGR of 39.7. With so much advancement in the field of artificial intelligence and companies spending billions of dollars, there is absolutely no doubt that AI is the future. So these were my top 10 technologies to learn in 2022. Next video I will be doing for top 10 languages in IT to learn in 2022, or top 10 languages or which you can expect to be um, high in demand in 2022. So till then, enjoy, like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Keep enjoying, keep living. Tech of the day. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.